pressing it. Let's just go. Oh, all right. Well, we are going live. I have no clue what I'm going to talk about, but we will be live regardless. Let me actually bear with me as I open up the live stream itself. Let me put this over here. All right. Every time I do a live stream, it feels like I'm doing it for the first time, because I wait too long in between streams. So I got glitter all over my face from my daughter's shirt. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So one-on-one on flat Earth. What is it all about? Well, for me, it's such a different experience when it comes to actually talking one-on-one with somebody. I'm lucky enough that I have a job where I can actually do that, and it seems like last few months I've been ramping up my truth serum, I like to call it, where I'm really reaching more people and waking more people up. I just started feeling like it's pretty important to do so. But it's such a different experience when you're one-on-one with somebody compared to when you're talking and you're making these full-length videos, and you have these trolls that come in, and it doesn't always have to be a troll. Sometimes it's just somebody who just doesn't get it. They're not ready to receive the information that is being presented to them. So yeah, it's such a unique experience to be able to talk to somebody one-on-one. At this point, I have my kind of routine down pretty packed. But what's cool is like last week I had a kid in high school. I actually thought it was in college. He's been my client for a while. But I just went through some of the things. I saw an opening. I just simply asked him, "Hey, what do you think about conspiracies?" His answer was, "Oh, like JFK and stuff." I said, "Yeah, kind of, but like, it's a conspiracy you might not have really even thought about." And his answer was, "Well, I don't know really. I never put much thought into it. I'm always so busy." And I was like, "Well, um, I got something for you." And he was like, give me your best conspiracy. Come on, let's do it while we're in this middle of this haircut." So I was like, "All right, well, here you go." I said, what do you think of the moon landings?" "Well, I don't know." It's a common response. It's either they don't believe or I don't know. Why do you say that? And I'm like, "Well, you think we actually been to the moon?" Um, Obviously, why would they lie, right? It's a common reaction. So I go through it, I break it down for the kid, and um, I could see some of this stuff starts hitting him. That's the great thing about doing this one-on-one, face-to-face with them, is that you get that instant reaction. You can kind of see when the light bulb starts clicking in. You can kind of see that happening. So I'm talking to him, and I start bringing up more facts. I actually did this a little different this time, where I started with like, "Hey, have you ever noticed that the pictures of the Earth none of them are exactly the same?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, you've seen pictures of the Earth, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, they don't match, right? They're not the same thing. Like, it's completely different." And he was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "So, hey, you're not going nowhere. You're sitting in my chair. Let's Google this. Do that. Let's Google. Google images of Earth, and you can see it right there. Right when he pulls up his phone, Google Images, pictures of Earth, and right away I started saying, "Does that look real? Does that look real? What's wrong with this picture?" Right? And then he starts seeing like, how come this year looks like this and this year it looks completely different? Look at the size of continents from here to here. You know, obviously a glober will just he'll make excuses of how it has to be Photoshop and it has to be this and it has to be that. And I'm walking them through it and just simply, hey, look it for yourself. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look for it. Look what it is. And you could see that it starts hitting him. So partly into the conversation, he just asked me like, okay, what does that mean if it's not round? And I'm like, so let me stop you right there. Who never? No, I didn't say it wasn't round. Well, there's a difference between round and a sphere. A round is two dimensional object, meaning, yeah, here's a coaster, here's a paper plate, here's a disc. A disc is round, and I'm not saying a disc like no one knows. Of course, it's Photoshop. What up, D? No one knows the thickness, right? We all know that we've only been able to dig 8 miles, right? And it took them 10 years to do so. So, when they ask me like you know, what's inside the earth, I'm like, the earth is all there is, which most people they don't understand that. But for me, I'm just like, that's what it is. The earth is all there is. That's all we know. That's we haven't been able to dig under it. Um, that those pictures of the crust and core of the earth. I mean, that's just yeah, it's just a cartoon, man. So as I'm going through it with him, I'm walking him through it. I start talking about Antarctica. I said, hey, how about you look at the UN map? Do you know that the UN map uses a flat Earth logo? Well, what does he do? We Google it again. Again, none of this stuff can happen when you're online. This is stuff that I'm encouraging people to do face to face. Again, it's a little bit more simple for me. I know not everybody has that opportunity, but I'm talking about having that opportunity where you're talking to somebody face to face, when you're showing them, look, don't believe me. Let's look at this stuff together. Let's take a look at pictures of Earth. Let's take a look at um, Antarctica. Let's take a look at UN. Why does the UN sport a flat Earth map? Is it the correct map? Whatever. For demonstration purposes, I mean, I'm sorry, but the A map for demonstration purposes, it hits a light bulb every time I show somebody. I say, you ever wonder how you can navigate on a flat Earth map? First thing to do is, oh, that's impossible. I said, let's take a flat Earth map real quick. Let's go to the UN logo. Boom. Grab the UN logo. I said, do you notice all they're doing is going from one point to the next point, and all they're doing is traveling in a circle? We might say. As soon as they really realize that, now the possibility of living on a flat Earth isn't so crazy all of a sudden. And now I get to comment by the 15-minute mark, I'm getting that, dude, you're blowing my mind right now. And it's like, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you're talking to somebody, okay? And you're one on one. That's what this title's about, one on one on flat Earth. That's what it's all about, having a one on one communication with somebody. You can't have that over the internet. Like, it's not, that anybody can hide, be a keyboard master, and just type in. I literally went through my comments today. uh, One of my videos does really well for my channel. It's my actually the first video I ever did is my documentary. Could our Earth really be flat? I I haven't made too many after that because I put a lot of work into that, and it came out really good. And it started for whatever reason, a couple months ago, it started picking up more traction. All of a sudden, I'm getting comments left and right. Well, I go into like when you make a video, you have, hey, review some of these comments. They're kind of sketchy. What do I know? I don't know if it's a bot, but I almost hope it's a bot. over it's a person. Because I had these comments where it was, I had to delete it, by the way, but it was just like cut and paste. Over 100 times, this person went through every comment and just cut and paste the same stupid argument, which was debunked, by the way. But it's like, that's why I'm thinking could be a bot. But if it's actually a person, come on, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to have somebody that ignorant that, do they care what's do they actually care what what the truth is, that you're actually being lied to? No, most people don't. Most people don't even think about that. Most people think like we're out doing the world a disservice by telling people the truth. Now, y'all, for y'all who know me, know, look, I live in Florida. This whole thing that went down is in my backyard. Okay, I used to drive by that school like all the time. Did I get myself involved in these conversations, especially at work? Nah, you know what? As much as I know that people that this would I would call it a false flag, but this is where you have to be delicate with people. False flag does not mean someone didn't die. Okay? Uh, near base. Yes, this is live near base. Um, that that doesn't mean someone didn't die. Uh, but for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like talking about this stuff. Like I wasn't gonna make video after video. You know, at this point, every time we see one of these false flags or these mass shootings, um, it's the same old inconsistent media talk, right? So, could I have gone? I could have gone to the school, did my own little internal reporting. Who knows? But it's not. It's I couldn't bring this up by where I work and stuff like that. No, there's no way I could have brought this stuff up because it's too close to home. But people I did know knew where I would say. I had a friend tell me like, so you probably think this was fake, and I said, well, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna keep it kosher with y'all, but I'm not gonna say people didn't die, but it's not what they say it is. First thing they say, what do you mean? All right, well, let's check this out real quick. Let's look at a couple videos showing the inconsistencies that we've been told, right? We've been told that it was this one kid going around shooting. But at this point, anyone who's hearing me knows that there were multiple reports of military, up to 3 shooters dressed in military guard. A teacher was quoted, caught on video talking about it, telling people that they saw somebody dressed up, looked like they were in army gear, and they thought, why are they shooting at us? Right? That's not being talked about in the mainstream. I don't imagine it would ever be talked in the mainstream. So it is what it is, man. These things are. It's getting to a point like where people don't realize. Like, I made this video, this week, a day or two ago, where I talked about how is the NWO here already. You know, let me actually bring it up. Uh, let me bring it up. Is the NWO already here? And yeah, I did this because I've been seeing these crates in my neighborhoods, man. In my neighborhood now, yeah, there's people in the comments saying that, oh, Target is closing, but this was not just at Target. I wasn't just watching stuff that was in Target. I was seeing this stuff. So I'll go to it right now. I'm gonna go to it, and I can easily change scenes here. And actually, here we go. So right here, I shot this video. You think the earth is flat? Near base, I mean, no, I don't think, no, near base, I don't think the earth flat. I know the earth is flat. I know exactly. They just so happen to be doing this drill, but it's it's always some sort of drill, right? It's always some sort of drill. So this is just the video I did this couple days ago, um, and I I just I had to make a video where we actually had. Oh, this is one of these. Here we go, man. I'm not gonna waste my time with. I'm not gonna waste my time near space. I'm just gonna say this: if you're here to troll, please, you can go somewhere else. I'm not even. I don't have time for trolls. Okay. I don't know if you are or you're not, but I'm not here to do that. But you can see right here is all these containers, right? So you got all these containers over here. Well, this I've seen this in multiple locations. I've seen this in multiple locations. This is not something that is just happened in my neighborhood. I got someone say in the comment that they saw it in like in Minnesota or something. So yeah, you could see rows and rows of container. Now, is it a possibility that Target's closing and that's why this is there? Sure, there's a possibility, but I have to say this is one of the biggest, busiest Targets in the whole area. So could it be? I don't know. I have to look into it more. Yeah, I'm sure I do. I definitely got to probably look into it more. But things are rapidly changing. The first time I saw this a few months ago, as soon as I saw it, I got an uneasy feeling. I did not like what I was seeing. I did not feel comfortable with what I just saw. Okay? I did not feel comfortable with it. But I didn't come out with a video right away. I'm thinking there's a possibility that this is going to uh this could just be, it's come and go. But this has been a few months where these containers have been sitting out there. I really should take my drone so y'all can see the magnitude of this. Again, if I have more time, I'm probably gonna do a follow-up video. Um, but I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it because things are rapidly happening with these so-called shootings. I mean, from what I heard there was a possible another shooting this in this today, like in Michigan or something. You know, this whole gun control is just a setup. Okay, they're trying to take the guns away from people who need to protect themselves. Okay, the criminals are always gonna have their hands on guns, weapons, whatever it is. Like when they outlawed alcohol, who made it? Who got rich off of it? It was the criminals, right? The gangsters, the mobsters who made a fortunes, the bootleggers. It wasn't normal everyday Joes who were getting away with this. It was the criminals who were profiting off of it. So by thinking that you're gonna take away a citizen who doesn't have a crime, a pass or anything like that, and he's gonna get his guns taken away because some idiot doesn't know, like, yo, this is what's wrong with this whole situation is that we're thinking backwards. You know, we're being like looked at as like invaluable, like we don't have a brain to think. And the problem is that a lot of people don't think about these things. Now in our circles, right, in the truther community, which it's funny, we're gonna get back to that word truther. um Everyone's like, oh, this looks so fake and this and that. And I actually was able to talk to somebody, and just because how crazy that stupid car looked up there, I was able to open up a dialogue about, Earth being flat and whatnot. But the majority of people bought that crap. They believed it. It was truth to them. it was truth. You know what I'm saying? It was truth to them. They believed it. You should see my Twitter. I have two Twitter accounts. I have my personal Twitter, and then I have another one that I started before I started any of these channels. I started one for my tech channel, right? And I have a lot of followers and subscribers and stuff like that who follow me on that Twitter account. And you should have seen how many people were eating up. Oh my God, humanity! Look at the triumph of us being able to send a car into space. Did any of them actually think it's impossible to do that? The car should have burnt up in moments. Like no one thought about that stuff. So no one thought about that. It's like the common sense stuff that you and I get. Like, okay, how do these tires still last? How come the airbags didn't explode? Why is the paint not chipping or melting off? How come the rubber of the tires didn't melt away? Why isn't there, 100 things we think about? Are they thinking about that? No. They're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. A rocket took off, sent up a car into so called space, and then came down and landed. Two rockets. Like, we see through that crap. But the majority of the people, if you want to call us the 1% and them the 99%, the 99% are still asleep. That's why they getting away with it. Because our voices aren't being heard. We're not being loud enough. This movement might be, you know, it might be going in a positive direction, but it's going to take a long time before it hits critical mass. Especially when you're involved in these circles, you're involved in the conspiracy YouTube world, and you're living it and breathing it and absorbing it day in and day out, going from video to video to video. Guess what? You're literally in a little bubble. Most people do not even talk about this outside of this. Now, what is encouraging is that I had a conversation with a client of mine who, I've been cutting his hair for many years now. And he was one of the first people I talked to about this because I used to serve at my local church. I used to be an usher, and he was serving there as well. And I bounced these not just ideas, but I was, him being a believer in Christ and myself being a believer in Christ, we started talking, and I was like, well, let me see where he's at with this stuff. Dude, I'm not here to talk about the ISS, man. Like I said, I'm here having a conversation. I'm not gonna get derailed and start talking about, I'm having a conversation. I only feel like you're probably gonna come in here, you're gonna start out these conversations and take me away from my main points. If I get around to it, maybe I'll get around to it. But we're not gonna be talking about the ISS right now, because if you actually believe you could see the ISS, then this is not the channel for you. Simple as that. It's not gonna be the channel for you. Filmed in the pool, pretty much. So back to what I was saying. That's right, D. That's right. But most people can't understand that. They can't get past the programming. I guarantee you, if I looked up at near base, his channel, he's probably a he's probably a space fanboy. So it's I'm not even gonna waste my time. Keep it kosher, buddy. See, now I lost my train of thought. Kevin, what's up, my friend? How are you, man? Shalom. It's always good to see Kevin in the house. ISS supposedly moving at 17,000 plus miles per hour. Exactly. Is that my real name? Yeah, I don't need to hide myself. I literally have it. You can see it. It's all there, man. It's all there. I'm not hiding who I am. Is that your legal name? Why do you ask, is that my legal name? Are you willing to argue flat earth a court of law for civil and criminal legal damages? For real. Good looking out, D. Time out. That's my man right there, taking care of work. It's funny. This is crazy. The title of the video, one on one on flat earth, right? And you see these trolls come in here. No one's gonna click on your bootleg space pictures, man. And your mathematical proofs. See what I'm saying? This is exactly how I know these people got nothing better to do. They are trolls. They go to see if they can find any flat earth live stream so they can come and do what? Yeah, it's just, you make it so easy for us to point you out, man. You make it so easy for us to understand your motives. Like, if I didn't believe in something, okay, I'm gonna educate you. If I didn't believe in something that somebody was saying, I'm not gonna hang out trying to find videos to try to talk crap about it. Like, that's a waste of my time. Seriously. If somebody told me that unicorn and marshmallows had conversations at Starbucks and stuff like that, and they got video, guess what? I don't care. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go and looking for hangouts. Biblical Earth. That's right, Kevin. I'm not gonna be looking for hangouts to troll in. Like, you guys need to to get a life, man. Get a life. Stop like coming on people's hangouts just to do what? Like, you think you're saving the world? You're not saving nobody. You're contributing to the mass lie. That's what you're doing. Either you're getting paid for it or you're not. And if you're not getting paid for it, then you're really a dummy because you're arguing on behalf of them. And you still don't understand that you being lied to. So, yeah, that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. My man Kevin, man, I gotta make you a mod too. You are a mod. Kevin J. Stoles is a mod. Yes, near base. Why? Because you guys you're wasting your time. Science and wonders. After seeing people buy a flying car in space, it's not going to take much to deceive the masses. Of course, it's not going to take. I mean, the masses are already deceived. You know what I mean? There's only a remnant of people being awoken to this stuff. And what up, George? What up? What up? The truth is that most people are they're too busy. One of the things I did when I was talking to this guy last week, this kid, and I was talking and breaking this down. After he told me, I blew his mind, because once you come to this understanding, you understand that this is not a game. That we've been taught something that is impossible to actually present as evidence or proof. You just can't do it. You can't do it. It's as simple as that. You can't do it. And we've all thought that we have proof, but True Jack, man, thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And if you're not a man, I'm sorry. But yes, thank you. But yeah, listen, it's like this. It's as simple as this. We need to do this one-on-one conversation. And I know I lost my train of thought, but it'll come back to me. You have to be having these conversations with people. You know what? The reason why I think our cosmology is important to us is because it's another opportunity for me to speak to somebody about, having a relationship with Christ. That's why. because there are lots of truth like this that is hard to deny, but the ultimate truth for me, okay, is eternity. Where you spend eternity. We're all spending it somewhere. Everyone here has eternal life. It's where you're choosing to spend it. I'm not gonna hide who I am. I'm not gonna hide uh, what my channel speaks about. As a Christian, these things are just as important as the shape and nature of the earth. Plain and simple. I know that doesn't vibe with everybody, and I don't go trying to preach to everybody, but at the same time, man, like that's to me is what's really important, you know, because you can go and fall in love with all these content creators, and we have fantastic content creators, but don't fall in love with the person. Go away, buddy. Go away. Let's go. Hide user. See ya. Fools talking about court. What a loser. Anyways. um but yeah, it is this is understand that it's not me, it's not anyone else, okay? Yes, if someone helped you wake up, okay, let me rephrase that. Okay, let me get my English right. If somebody helped you wake up to the truth, does that mean everything that person's saying is true? No. And I know there's an emotional connection right when you do that. Yeah, pretty much, George. Just another Glober trying to take our attention away from us. But I booted him. Debooted him, and he came back, and then I just took care of him. It's not. I'm not letting people like that control the topic, the narrative, and the conversation. You know what I mean? So, but back to what I was saying is, don't let someone who awoke you to an amazing truth, something that is just mind blowing, dictate the way you think about everything. You can have disagreements with somebody. You cannot agree. You don't have to agree with every little detail that your favorite truther talks about. Don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with nothing I say. Even if I woke you up to one thing. You have to go on this journey by yourself, for yourself. Because if you don't, you're gonna easily be manipulated into something else. You know? Don't let somebody send you to hell because they don't have a view of certain topics, because they want to denounce certain topics. Think for yourself. Do the investigation for yourself. A lot of this stuff has to do with us listening to somebody and just taking it for face value instead of actually doing the research ourselves. I can't say it any more simpler than that. If you're not doing the research for yourself, and doing the research is not always just listening to somebody else talk about something that they have, oh, that point is good, that point is good. You know, it's not, doing the research is, it's not just watching videos, getting books. There's great flat earth books out there. There's great research books that have to do with other topics. You should be able to do that for yourself. Don't depend on other people. Yeah, let me speaking of, I'm gonna probably have that dude on the channel, but yeah, I picked it up. I picked that up, Kev. I can't wait to actually get a chance to sit down and check it out. Yeah, I have like 3 books at this point, which I'm really excited about. This one is gonna be cool because I think he has some really cool visuals in this book, and I think it's going to be a great tool to kind of teach my son and my daughter as she's getting old, as she gets older. I'll be able to kind of talk to them and show them this stuff. My son already kind of believes me, but obviously it's my son, right? And he wants his. I have one as well. Yeah, I might get two. I might get a second one just so I can then kind of lend it out, like the guy was saying, like Chad was saying, lend out the book, um, because I think it is from what I've seen, the little bit I kind of glanced through, it is written really well. It is written very simply, and that's I mean, it's got illustrations. It's got, it's a cool little book here, man. You can see. Wait. Uh, all right. I can't see if the camera's blocking me. The debate on FE, we can put it aside based on base it off globe, and most of all, it won't add. No, of course it doesn't. That's how it is. Generation, uh, Genesis to Revelation, just that 66 books. Yeah, keeps it simple. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to get too much into, like, I want some people in my life to actually read this and just take for account some of this stuff. Like, check this out. We never see this. We never see this. I'm just gonna boot this dude out. Thanks, Kevin. I'm just gonna boot him out. Yeah, he's gone. That's what I mean. This is so crazy that you have people who are willing to just sit at home. If these are even real people, by the way. All right. Yes, I got glitter all on my face because my daughter had glitter on her shirt, and daddy was wrestling with her and had all this stuff on me. So, yeah, I need to take a shower and get this stuff off my face. Didn't I hide this dude? All right. Kevin's at work doing his thing. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, get books, man. Look at these things and study them, right? Study these things because the more you can absorb, the more knowledge you can. Knowledge is power, and that's one of the biggest tools we have against these elites, what they consider themselves as elites, is just being able to. Um, Another guy's got to be booted out, huh? See ya. Gone. This guy has like 15 troll accounts, so. Yeah, it's exactly right, George. They're triggered. They're just triggered by this. Like, who am I? How often do I stream, right? Once a month, that if that. Yeah, it's just you just gotta ignore them. But yeah, who am I? I don't stream. I don't have a stream every day. I don't have hundreds of people watching my streams. I don't have, what I'm saying, all that. Yet they're just triggered by the word flat Earth. They just have to go on there and just be idiots. So that's how we take care of these people. Um, I don't give. It's the same thing with my comments. They come in there and they start leaving these crazy messages, like they don't get a chance. They don't get a chance to come and hang out. I take those comments and I just throw them out. I'm not gonna let people control the narrative in my comment section. That's not gonna happen. I can't do it. I can't allow it because I'm not gonna allow somebody to have a stumbling block. With this subject, a lot of people, what they want to do is read the comments before they even start watching the video, and they'll base their opinion of the video before they even watched it by what they might have read in the comments. That's why these trolls get paid to do this. And the ones that don't get paid, I feel really sorry for them because they're just sitting there, at home or on the phone or the laptop, wherever the heck they are, and that's just the definition of a loser, really. That's what it boils down to. It's the definition of a loser. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. It's just having another day. Yeah, another troll count. Don't worry. The more you bring, the more, you know, I'm just gonna keep blocking each time because you. The funny thing is, the person doesn't even have anything intelligent to say. It's just cut and paste. So every time I see the same, it's like the first word is the same exact as every other account he keep coming in with. All you're doing is I'm just blocking you. That's all I'm doing, buddy. Just blocking you. So have fun with that. By the way, you're helping out my stream. You're giving me way more attention, which brings more people, which then they get to hear more truth. So bring it on, buddy. This is great. Not when it comes to the ball. They have 500 years of controlling the conversation. Yeah, they've tried to control the conversation, but let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this. Conversation has been the next time you might use biblical earth. Look, man, with all these atheists around, I even have these, and this is funny. I even have I've been getting these atheistic, what they call themselves flat earthers, and they're atheists. Which, how about this as a possibility? By controlling the narrative. One of the only ways you can become an atheist and still believe in flat earth is if you believe in the infinite plane model. And in closed cosmology, I don't see how you're an atheist in enclosed cosmology. The biblical earth cosmology where you're covered by a dome, I don't see how you can actually be an atheist in that form. But it opens the door when you're in the plane. Now, I know some amazing flat earthers who believe in the plane, infinite plane. Some great people. But again, that I don't have to agree with that. They don't have to agree with the dome aspect of it. I think there's a ton of evidence showing that we live under a dome. I think there's a ton of evidence. We can argue those left and right, and it doesn't make a difference to me. For me, I've seen enough of the evidence. Now, is it set in stone? For some, it's not, and that's great. Some want, they want proof that you might never get, so they can just be on the fence about it. But for me, the firmament, as the scripture says, the way things work, getting reflections. How do you get reflection? Right? We have people doing research to think that the sun is not actually the sun we're seeing. It's a reflection of the object we're seeing. So that leads into the possibility of a dome. But how do you have a reflection of infinity? You don't, right? Now, it's not guaranteed that it is, but for me, it's things like that it's hard to deny. So, man, I went a lot longer than I planned on going. I really just wanted to hop here and just say a few things, hang out, share some stories about one-on-one conversations that I've had in these last few weeks, where I'm able to see the difference of conversation when you're face to face with somebody. When you're face to face with somebody, it's a lot easier to talk about this if you have some of your facts down and you can present them with the evidence. You can tell them to go on their phone, take a look at the pictures. Let's look at the math, what the math says. Not our math. This is the math they've given us. We're using their tools to debunk them. Now, it's not the same ball game when you're sitting here like we had today, where you have these, keyboard warriors trying to type away and try to, uh, you know, like, most of these people wouldn't say this to your face. They wouldn't, you know. So it is what it is. I enjoyed having you guys come in and hang out. I'm gonna get out of here. Um, I'll see the next time I'll be able to do a live stream. Next time I do a live stream, possibly I'll try to have somebody on. If D's still around, I'll probably have him jump on. We'll do a little, just a hangout, just people, two guys just chatting it up. Um, and yeah, I always, I know I'm not consistent with the live streams, but I'm a family guy first, right? So I have to make sure that uh, I do these things so that when I have time. So that's why it's kind of sporadic. I never give like a whole bunch of notice. True Jack, miss you for a while. Don't wait so long until we see you again. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do better with the live streams and stuff like that. Um, and I'm gonna try to maybe do some open hangouts and stuff like that where we can all just chit chat for a little while. And but we'll see. We'll see how it comes. Guys, thank every single one of you guys for stopping in, even the trolls. All they did was give my channel more notoriety and more people get to hear the truth. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. And then I'm gonna end this stream. And everybody, God bless.